Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Bethany, and today's recipe, I'm gonna be showing you my favorite way to make chicken salad. So growing up, I wasn't really the biggest chicken salad fan, mainly just because it tasted like mayo and chicken. So I'll show you my favorite way to make it, and it's really delicious, and it's a recipe that I make all summer long because it's really refreshing. So we love it, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's get right into it. All right, so the first thing that we have to do is cook our chicken. And I know that traditionally a lot of people like to poach their chickens for chicken salad. I'm not much of a poacher. I never poach chicken. So I really like this chicken baked or roasted in the oven. I think it gives a lot more flavor, texture, and makes the chicken just a little bit juicier. So I have two very big chicken breasts here. I thought there was 3 in the package. There was just 2 very big ones. So I'm gonna put that on a little pan that I have lined with parchment paper for easy cleanup. And I'm just gonna drizzle them both with some cooking olive oil. And I have my grill brush. That's the only brush I have, so I typically just do this with my hands, but I'm gonna brush that oil over the chicken breasts, and I'm gonna do both sides. Another great option for chicken in a chicken salad is rotisserie chicken. If you can get your hands on a good quality one. I feel like a lot of rotisserie chickens today are kind of pumped with a lot of different things, but I would use rotisserie chicken a lot more if I had access to like a good quality rotisserie chicken. All right, so we're on the back side of the chicken, but we're gonna sprinkle this with a generous pinch of salt to season, and black pepper. Chicken isn't the most flavorful thing in the world, so I want to make sure it's nicely seasoned before it bakes in the oven. So now we're going to bake the chicken breasts in the oven at 425, and you'll probably want to bake them between 18 to 20 minutes. That's going to ensure that it's fully cooked. You'll want to insert a digital thermometer into the thickest part. It should be 165 or more to be fully cooked. So we'll bake these for probably 20 minutes because they're a little bit bigger. All right, so while the chicken is baking in the oven, that's typically when I prep everything else. So for the base of our chicken salad, we're gonna do a half a cup of mayo. I don't love a lot of mayonnaise in a chicken salad. I think that a lot of recipes have a cup or sometimes even more than that, and I just think it's way too much mayo for my personal taste. I don't like a lot of it, but I think half a cup is a perfect amount. You can always add more if you'd like. Then to the mayonnaise, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard for a nice little tangy flavor. Then what I think is one of the most critical ingredients in a chicken salad is some nice acid. So I'm doing 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. This adds just the perfect flavor to this chicken salad. I remember when I was testing this and I didn't have the vinegar in it. I was like, this is just missing something. And the red wine vinegar was just that missing ingredient. So just a little bit of that. Again, it's a salad, so every salad has a vinegar flavor in it, and it needs that. So I love that ingredient in this. All right, then for some crunch, we're gonna do half a cup of finely diced celery. I like to do little diced cuts of celery. I really don't like chicken salad that has big chunks of celery in it. It's just meant for a little touch of crunch. And some veggies. And then for a little bit more crunch and a little zing of flavor, we're gonna do about 3 tablespoons of finely diced red onion. And this was another missing ingredient when I was testing this out. I was like, it needs something else in it that can just give like a little zing of flavor, and that was the red onion. So we'll finely dice this. As I've mentioned in other videos, I was never really a big fan of red onion in a lot of recipes when I was younger, and now I love it in like everything. But if you don't want that raw bite of onion in your dish, what you can do is actually just take your red onion, put it in a little dish of water like this, And then what you'll do is you'll let this sit in the submerged water, and it will just take away that really oniony flavor, just in case you don't really like that. And then you'll just drain the water and we'll add it to the salad. So it'll just be a little less intense in flavor. And then fresh herbs are essential in a chicken salad for a nice fresh flavor. So I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley and 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. You really can mix and match the herbs to whatever you like. I know a lot of people like tarragon with chicken salad, but I don't really love the flavor of that. So these are my herbs of choice. All right, and we'll add those herbs right in. All right, so I drained the water off of our red onion, so I'm gonna add that to our chicken salad. Then one of the most important ingredients in a chicken salad, in my opinion, is grapes. So I'm gonna be using about a cup of red grapes. And these just add that perfect bite of just bursting sweetness to the chicken salad. I don't really like chicken salad that has sugar in it. And so I just think that the grapes add just that perfect natural touch of sweetness to it and just a nice little touch of texture too. It's so good. And this is nothing new. I know there's plenty of chicken salads that have grapes in it. I love it. I think it's a great ingredient. I'm gonna cut these up into fourths just because grapes are a choking hazard. So we just wanna make sure that those are nice and a good size. All right, so our chicken's done and it's been cooling down. I have it actually at a warm temperature and I prefer that, and I'll explain why. And actually, if you want to get the chicken to cool down a lot quicker, you can also just slice it. But I actually prefer that the chicken is a little bit warmer, and I find it actually makes a difference in the chicken salad. And I don't like to cook the chicken and then refrigerate it, then make chicken salad. And that's because I find that the chicken, once it's refrigerated, just kind of seizes up after it's become really cold. And it doesn't really receive the mayo and all the flavors as good as it does when it's actually lukewarm. So I like to actually add it when it's just a little warm, not hot, just a little warm. So after slicing the chicken, I'm just gonna roughly dice it up. I feel like everyone has their personal preference for the texture that they like of chicken salad, but I actually like it in small pieces and small cubes that you just cut up yourself. It kind of just depends on your personal preferences. I just like at least a little bit of a bite of the chicken and not a super mushy chicken salad, if you know what I mean. So then after dicing it, I just kind of give it one last little chop all the way through. All right, so now we're gonna add our chicken to the bowl with all the other ingredients. All right, now we're gonna mix everything up. All right, now I'm gonna add a generous pinch of both salt and pepper to this, just to make sure everything's flavored nicely. And you can see that even with only a half a cup of mayo, it's, for me, the perfect amount. If you like more mayo, you can totally add more. But I think that this is great. All right, now I'm gonna taste it. Delicious. Love it so much. I love that just little tang of the red wine vinegar. Again, I really think it adds so much. Chicken salad is chicken salad. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but there's just little things like adding red wine vinegar to just bring all the flavors together, adding the fresh basil, and those grapes are just delicious in it. I love them so much, and I think a chicken salad should always have like a little sweet component to it, just to make it a little bit more interesting, and the grapes are just perfect for that. So you guys can serve this however way you like to serve chicken salad. You could serve it on a croissant. You could serve this on some sourdough. We really like to serve this on sourdough, especially if it's toasted. And then you can also put this on a bed of lettuce for something that's a little less carb forward. I also like to dip these with some healthy crackers, some seed crackers. And yeah, it's just also great on its own. So it's chicken salad. What more can you say? But this is delicious. This is the way that I like to make it. So If you try it, you can always let me know in the comments. And that's everything for today. So I hope you guys enjoy this chicken salad, especially for the coming summer days where it's gonna be very hot. It's a great, refreshing thing to make. And as always, I'll catch you in the next recipe and I'll see you in the comments.